Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another 42 Level 1. I am one of your hosts, Alistair Kennedy, and here with me is always the former Twilight Princess of all games, the current Twilight Princess of YouTube, the former/current CEO of Xbox, the man of many names, but we just call him one, Andy.
Mr. Andy here as always. King of Xbox this week.
I've got the dips and crisps.
King of Halo. King of
You're not
all
king.
things Xbox.
You're not king of Halo. To be fair, I was king of Halo. I was above Fraser.
Yeah.
I even had an eye disadvantage in one game.
I don't know. I looked at the leaderboards and I was at the top of every single one. So
That's that's just because the way that the results screen went. Yes, obviously this is Halo's 20th anniversary. I did get my controller, but I'm not showing it now because obviously we've got a pickups video end of the month. I haven't opened it yet, but I got really annoyed when it came to be delivered. I'd missed the guy by 5 minutes. I'd even said leave with a neighbour. I watched on my Ring camera him going nowhere near my neighbour. He went straight back in his car. Said I've took it to your local, your nearest drop point. Now Spar from here is not very far away. He took it to the one the other end of where I stay in the town, like closer to the actual town. And the guy was not going to give it to me tonight. I went, buddy, I'll stand here until you give me it. I've shown you my actual receipt because I bought it direct from Microsoft. I says, the guy says it's delivered. There's not going to be a QR code. He's made the mistake, so you can contact DPD right now for the QR code because it says it was delivered by Sing. Yeah, that was me. I signed for it. I go, so you've accepted my parcel. Give me my parcel. I need to check. I'm like, okay. And he made me go through my app. I showed him all my text messages because you know your order's in the way, your order's in Glasgow, your order's here. And then I had to show him all my email. Your order's here, your order's here. I even went into my original purchase email that was way back when it got first announced. I'm like, look, there's me buying it. You get an ID? I went, this is not what we're talking about because I didn't have ID. I'm like, look, this is where we are. This is where we are. I want this. Like, the reason there's no QR code is because you've signed for this, which means it's been delivered. Like, I got a delivery confirmation. I didn't get a pickup confirmation. So you shouldn't have signed for my parcel. Give me my parcel. I goes, I can tell you what it is. And there was a queue of folk. I says, I will stand here all night. I don't need milk or anything. Like, he eventually gave me it. He just went, okay, here you go. So he kept saying, I need a QR code. I goes, I heard you. I don't have one. I've just shown you where the app takes me to. It says you've signed for it. You've just admitted that this is you. There's a photo of it sitting in that box that's been there since yesterday that you haven't put away yet. Like, right there. I says, I can tell you what's in the parcel. You can stand and open it. I'll tell you my address. I'll tell you the way my name's spelled, which isn't the usual way of spelling my name. So that is my parcel. Give it to me now. You shut at 10:30. I'm off tomorrow. Your move. But yeah, it was annoying. It was either his mistake for signing for it or DPD's mistake or somebody's, but DPD have never delivered all the way down because that's like a 20-minute walk from my house. Like, it's the complete opposite end of the graveyard for Hill stores.
I get why they would drop it there if they're a drop-off point or a pickup point or whatever.
So
makes sense, but
the shop round the corner. Like,
it wasn't on the guy's way.
Yeah, but it's like I if I went across the road and jumped the fence there, I would be facing the garage next to Spar. Like, that's how close it is from my house. I just need to walk down my street and round. It's like opposite me behind the houses. And he took it like 20 minutes away and went, go and get it there. What an ethel. Even though I'd said specifically leave it at a neighbour, I was almost tempted to complain. I went, what's the point in ruffling feathers? It's somewhere. Tonight I was just like, I'm not in the mood. I am not in the mood today.
You've got it now. You've got it now. So
I haven't even looked at it. But I've seen pictures. It looks a really nice one, and Phil Spencer's signed inside the battery thing, saying when we all play together, we all win.
I don't think Phil Spencer signed inside your battery.
Inside the battery.
Right,
if you'd listened, it says inside the battery casing.
Yeah. I don't think he signed inside that.
He did.
He did not fucking sign these.
What you mean to say is
it's a printed signature.
Which came from?
Like, it's a copy of his signature.
Which came from?
That's like me going.
Which came from?
I've got Elvis. That's like me saying I have Elvis's signature when I printed out a copy of the signature off Wikipedia.
You do. Like, where did the signature come from?
What? Fucking nothing. Like,
It came from his signature. So Phil Spencer signed it.
copy of his signature.
Still a
That's like
signature.
buying a. Yeah, it's just like buying an NFT of a fucking JPEG of a dog. Like,
No, because
no.
my controller has use, and so does the battery casing.
Well, the controller has use and the battery case has use. The signatures.
Oh, it's a nice touch. Just because you don't have one.
I mean, I don't need one. I'm the CEO of Microsoft, so don't need it.
Very bad CEO. You kind of get pushed to the side. Talking of CEOs, before we start the show, can I just say, fuck the fucking executives in the board at Activision right now. You guys are scumbags. Andy might not agree with this, so this isn't me speaking for the whole show, but
I haven't really looked into it too much.
so I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now.
Tell me.
I'll tell you right now. Did you like that segue though? I felt that was smoother than my normal segues.
Smooth like butter.
So obviously you know all the stuff that's been going on with Activision and their CEO's Bobby Kotick. And apparently he knew about the sexual misconduct, harassment and allegations and was himself a perpetrator. An employee walkout today demanding his resignation, and the board decided they're standing with the CEO instead of all their staff that were victims to this. So Bobby Kotick told an employee he would have her killed. He kept an executive from being fired after he had...
What? Whoa. Oh, wait. Stop the bus. He told an employee they would have them killed.
He did.
What the fuck? Like, okay, right, yeah. Fuck those guys. Like, that guy needs to go. Oh my god.
Not the developers that are hard working there. These guys, right, that are sitting taking all your money. What to do is leave and do what Platonic did. Make your own studio. Let's see them do Call of Duty next year if you all walk out. So he kept an executive from being fired after a sexual harassment claim. He just let it go. And he didn't tell the board of alleged rapes and other misconducts. And the board are still backing this guy. The board are still keeping this guy. And the staff agreed with everything that was said and walked out today, and the board went, yeah, he still stays. Like I said earlier, he knows where the bodies are buried. That's the only reason this guy's keeping his job right now. Activision are among a shitstorm of allegations, like true, I don't know, untrue, but mostly true by the looks of what's happening. And the board are still like, yeah, he's cool. He can still stay. Who's on this fucking board? Like, Satan? Donald Trump?
Obviously, right. We don't know the ins and outs of all the bits and pieces that have gone on, right? We're seeing headlines of things coming out. But, like, the amount of stuff...
I'll say Jason Schreier, who's like...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, people report things to him, and he's quite a reputable source. Like, and he will check and see that... Like, there's at least two people corroborating a story, right? So I get all that. Obviously, we don't know the internal workings of like how that company works at all, how their like process works or whatever. Like, we don't know anything about that. But it does sound like there's some bad shit going on, and like you can't tell somebody you're going to kill them. Like, you can't do that.
You can't also cover up rape allegations.
Oh yeah, you can't do any of that shit. So if that shit is all true, which it kind of seems like it is, then some shit needs to change at that company, like right now.
Bad stuff, man. Anyway, what a cunt. So anyway, talking about things that aren't bad, some cool things about your phone, Andy. So Remote Play on Android 12 has been updated to support DualShock 5, which is cool. So you can finally use that in your Android. I think it's already on iOS. I'm pretty sure I've used it on iOS on my tablet. And 17 more...
Is it fully featured? Through Remote Play, like...
You'll need to read that news story.
Haptics?
You'll need to read that news story to find out. I'm doing your job here. 17 more games now support touch controls, Andy. Do you know what one of those games is, Andy?
One of those games is Football Manager 2022. That's kind of exciting for me to maybe play on my breaks at work.
That's very dangerous because you can pick up your save from the PC on your phone.
Yeah, that is compelling. Like, that's much more compelling to me than playing it on my Xbox, to be honest.
Talking about reasons that are compelling for playing your Xbox that we'll get into more later. For anyone that doesn't have YouTube Premium and watches a lot of YouTube, if you've got Game Pass, you get 3 months free. YouTube Premium right now is a Game Pass perk. I don't know if it stacks for like me who's been subscribed for a couple of years now, but get it. and you will never go back. If you watch a lot of YouTube and don't like adverts, you get this, you will not go back to normal YouTube. It's impossible.
Game Pass is just insane, man. Like Disney Plus went in there, like YouTube Premium's gone in there. Like obviously this will just be like a one-off thing and it'll go away. And like Disney Plus was the same. But then you've got like your all the other shit that's going on there, like your EA Access or EA Player, whatever it's called now. That in there as well. Like that's just insane value. Like if you don't have Game Pass, get Game Pass, and like if you don't have an Xbox, buy an Xbox One X and get Game Pass. Like don't buy any games, just get Game Pass. Like it's just a no-brainer for any game at that point.
So we'll talk about the big one later, but there's the stuff that you don't even need Game Pass or Gold for to play. Phil Spencer actually came out and addressed the talk and said that Game Pass is not burning money and it is in fact profitable. He also, again...
How is it profitable? I have no idea. I'd love to see their profit margin on that. Like, it's mental.
So, same as how's Netflix profitable? It's the same, but for movies, really.
It's not profitable though, is it?
I don't work there.
The company, I'm sure Netflix posted a loss, like basically every year. Like they're making unbelievable amounts of money, but I'm sure they posted a loss in terms of profit and loss.
I think that's because the problem with Netflix is it's paying over the odds for other people's stuff, whereas Xbox does pay for stuff, but it rotates it, kicks it out quicker than Netflix, and it's got a vast library of its own stuff. Talking of which, we'll never say this again in the show. I'll take it from a different angle. Elder Scrolls 6 will come to PlayStation if PlayStation accept Game Pass. That's the only way it's happening. It's a bit like going back to the 90s. I know it's happened since, and saying the SNES is going to get Sonic and Knuckles, or the Mega Drive's getting Mario. These things, people have just got to accept. Xbox bought the studio. Xbox now own the property. The only one that was tied up in the deal was that Deathloop. That's the only one that was still tied up as a Sony exclusive.
No. Two games, because Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo as well.
Sorry, yes, of course.
That's not come out yet. That's coming out next year. It got delayed.
Those were announced before Xbox bought them.
Yeah.
This is now an Xbox studio, so both of those after a year will come to Game Pass. But any game after that, it's an Xbox title. Oh, but why did Xbox bought Bethesda for billions? It's not like they just went, no, it's exclusive like Sony do with Spider-Man, like Sony do with Final Fantasy. Xbox just went, no, we're buying the studio. So it's not that they're keeping it, it's theirs. This is an Xbox title now. And they would be fucking stupid. This would be like PlayStation turning around and going, just take Ghost of Tsushima or just take Death Stranding, Xbox, have it. Why? They need a compelling reason for people to stay on their ecosystem. And Elder Scrolls is one of the biggest, if not the biggest. Okay, Halo, Gears and that aside, but Elder Scrolls is loved worldwide. Look at all the Skyrim releases. So it's a smart move, baller move, and it's the last time I'm talking about it. I can't believe it's still being talked about and people don't understand. Xbox own it, so they don't need to. It's a bit like Sony owns Spider-Man.
Yep. It's not coming to Xbox in any way, shape or form.
Never.
Elder Scrolls is not coming to PlayStation unless they accept Game Pass, like I said. Honestly, like Elder Scrolls is worth millions and millions, probably hundreds of millions of pounds
easily
to Microsoft on its own, because that one game will sell Xboxes when it comes out, because people that are like Elder Scrolls fans that have a PlayStation that all played Skyrim, millions and millions of people will all have to go, oh, I want to play the new Elder Scrolls, it's only on Xbox, right? I need to buy an Xbox now, and that's how they're getting them in. They're trying to convert people, and that's why they've bought studios like this, to pull in the people that they couldn't get, they couldn't touch them.
And on Phil Spencer's, on his side, he has extended the olive branch and said to PlayStation, look, let us put Game Pass and you can have these games. It's not like he's saying that they're all mine. He wants Game Pass and PlayStation. He's like, take Game Pass. And they're like, no.
He's gonna keep buying studios until Sony goes, right.
Like,
all you've got left, Sony, is your exclusives. Like, do you want Game Pass now? And Sony will still be like, no,
we'll survive. But see, the thing is, right, I don't see it happening anytime soon, but I could see it coming to a point where Sony are like, look, it's too popular, we need to get in this. Do you know what I mean? There's been plenty of other times that happened, like fucking Apple and Amazon have fallen out over their stores before. Like, you can't buy Kindle books on the Amazon app on your iPhone because they want you to buy the books off the Apple bookstore. There's ways around it. You just go on the website, but it's just fucking annoying for the user. So at some point, Game Pass is going to pick up more and more speed, and PlayStation are going to be like, we'll let other services on here. Like, we sell movies on our online store, but we've got Netflix here. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to come a point where it's going to happen.
Sony did away with that now. They don't sell the movies anymore.
Oh, they did.
It's gone.
They did. But I think there's going to come a point where Microsoft are like, come on, guys. Here's a bigger cut. They just want in. They just want in. And I think, it, like we've discussed it before, if it comes to Switch or Xbox, it'll be a tailored version. It'll be like Game Pass Switch, Game Pass PC. It'll be Game Pass Switch, Game Pass PlayStation, and it will only literally be Xbox exclusives. That's what I think it will be. Because third-party companies would have an issue with that, obviously, and I think that's part of the problem with having it on PC and Xbox. So, talking about games, Andy, we get the top 10 this week, and there's a surprise entry in here. Really weird. So, at number 10, Andy, we've got your Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Decent enough game. Andy really liked that. Probably in these Games of the Year list. Check that out near the end of the year. At number 9, this is the one I'm surprised even entered the charts, is Shin Megami Tensei 5. A niche title on one system. Good for it. Switch
Very
exclusive.
niche title, that one.
Yeah.
Like, super niche, actually. Like, I would say Persona's bigger than that now.
Persona is bigger than it was the spin-off.
Spin-off, yeah. Yeah, I do want to play that, but like I decided that I don't have time to play.
It's like apparently 200 plus hour solid RPG. Like, hard. Like, people expecting to go in and grind will not have a good time, apparently.
Yeah. I didn't even have a look at the reviews or anything, so
Good
I have no
reviews,
idea
scores.
even if it's any good. Reviews, good.
Yeah, I watched like RGT, Dreamcast Guy, and a few others covered it, and RGT doesn't play these, and he says he loved it. It's really difficult though. These guys are paid to cover these things. They've got 200 hours just to sit and.
Yeah.
I don't. 8, Minecraft Switch Edition. Number 7, still riding decent enough, Mario Party Superstars. Number 6, another new entry, Andy, Jurassic World Evolution 2 that I forgot all about till you reminded me of. Good for it.
That's that game was good.
Yep. Number 5, obviously, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for a change. Number 4, Forza Horizon 5, because some people haven't heard the Game Pass, apparently.
That's insane. Well, it could be people buying it like the deluxe edition, getting it early.
Yeah, because that counts.
Could be a bit of that. Yeah.
Number 3, Animal Crossing's New Horizons. Number 2 is FIFA 22. And numero uno is Call of Duty Vanguard. As expected, FIFA and COD will take the top of the charts through Christmas because Halo won't count as a purchase until the full thing drops in December.
Battlefield could get in there.
Andy, let it go.
Talk about that.
Let
Talk about it. Let it go.
And let it go. It's like Andy's carrying about a fish that died a week ago, hoping if he gets it to water, it will come back to life. So yeah, Xbox did drop a bomb, but we'll get to that. Xbox dropped a big one. This was one that I kind of thought was cool. The Microsoft McDonald's has resurfaced again. I watched a video on this, and I know you did as well. Basically, McDonald's in Japan used a DS as a training tool for new employees, and it came with like 3. Oh. And the actual McDonald's Nintendo DS is surfaced again. It looks like a black DS with a McDonald's M on it, and it comes with eSmart 2.0. And there was people like trying to crack it because it was locked to employee IDs to log in and stuff like that. And I believe somebody did.
I watched the whole video about that a while back. I can't remember what the guy's YouTube was, but like he made this great documentary about like the history of the game and like what it was used for, and like his kind of saga of like buying the game and getting the DS and getting it over and getting it cracked and everything. Really interesting.
I sent you the link there so you don't have to go looking for it. But this has got the manuals and everything. This is probably one of the most rare consoles ever. I would say up there. Not quite Sony PlayStation, the SNES PlayStation, but I mean it's pretty rare. You'd have had to basically have stole it from your work.
Yeah, the video that I watched, he only had one of those games. I don't know which one it was, but he only had one of them. But he showed off the gameplay in that, and like it looked quite a decent.
It looked like a food game.
Yeah, it looked like one of them kind of wee food games where you had to make up like orders and shit. Like, yeah, it's all right.
I'd have played it. So yeah, did it
like.
So, Quantic Dream's Star Wars games could be based in the High Republic. I I think it's a no-brainer at this point. It's a way of avoiding the Old Republic, which they're remaking. Knights of the Old Republic, that is. Grand Theft Auto, there's been a lot of bugs. Now, I've seen some of these bugs, right? There was one I seen today, Andy. I'm not saying there's no bugs, right? There's bugs in every open world game, but that's the limit that I've experienced. I don't know if it's platform specific, but a lot of these videos seem to come from the PC version, which has been pulled because of reasons. Not because of the bugs that get pulled, because they released it with songs that weren't licensed on the tracks, and also they left Hot Coffee for some reason in the PC version.
Yeah.
Crazy. That leaving that in cost them 20 million in a lawsuit, by the way, originally, just so you know. Unaccessible code to have a sex minigame with your girlfriend in it that you could only access via third-party means, but they went to town on it. They had to release a patched version of the PS2 game so that it was completely out of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, yeah, the scores are being review bombed, and that's the only way to describe it, because a lot of the guys I watch are like, yeah, it's got issues, but it's not been patched at all yet, and like it's still the same game. So I think maybe last gen Switch and PC are having these issues, because PS5, I've not had them. For example, one of them said if you go left and right in your car gets bigger. And I was like, that actually looks quite funny. I wonder if I can do that and block the road. It didn't happen. So I don't know if these guys are doing it to make it look bad. Some of them will be. I'm not saying all of them are. But I also don't know if these guys have inputted a load of cheat codes which are notorious for breaking these games in the first place. There's no way of telling just by watching it. But it's bad for Rockstar that this happened, like that this has come out like this. But for me personally, playing through them, I'm having an absolute blast. It's a cleaner version of the game that I was playing last week, the PS4 version of San Andreas, and it's got much better control. So I'm having an absolute blast. There's the usual crazy ragdoll. Sometimes you'll hit a pole and go flying. It's nothing I've not seen in Skyrim, even in the anniversary edition that I just got this week. Crazy bugs in that still. They're acceptable. The bugs that I've seen for this, a lot of them seem in remote. I'm not giving excuses for it. I didn't make the game, but a lot of them seem on the edge of the maps or behind buildings when you're on a motorbike going sideways, or like up a hill at a certain point. It's like I'm not seeing a lot of game breaking bugs in the middle of town, middle of missions. I've seen some that are like, oh wow, that shouldn't have happened. Nothing that wouldn't be fixed with a reload. None of these that my game's broken. I'm not saying I've watched them all, but for me, I'm loving these games all over again. So that's my first game that I've played, obviously, the GTA trilogy. Absolutely love it. I think the graphics are either love them or hate them. Like, I know you didn't like the cartoon look that they did, but I think that's the way they leaned into it, wanted to look like this. For me, that's played the originals recently, it's cleaner. GTA 5 controls are spot on, and I'm enjoying it. Like, I don't have bad things to say about the game at all. Is it a 10 out of 10 game? No, I don't think they are. I still think they've still got signs of age with mission design and such like, and some of the shooting's kind of crappy, even though you've got the aiming with GTA 5. It's still PlayStation 2. Sometimes you can be shooting a guy and like he doesn't accept the bullets, you know, like when you're shooting him. It's still a PlayStation 2 game at the end of the day. So yeah, there will be patches coming, and the PC version, that seems crazy that somebody's in trouble for releasing that with those tracks the way it was. Like,
oh yeah. I think they've got some issues they need to fix with that game. Like, from what I was hearing about it, supposedly they used an AI to do a lot of the upscaling, which has caused some big issues with the textures. So like,
I've seen the rain's the last one.
Like that. The rain's really bad. Like I seen a modder fix the rain. Like,
already, he's fixed it.
Yeah.
Do you know what Rockstar should do? Do what they've done in the past. Pay him for his fix.
Yeah,
there you go. Problem solved.
How'd you fix it? Cool. Give me the code. Boom. Done. Like there's 20 grand. Cool. Sorted.
Yeah, or because much I'm pretty sure they've done it recently. I don't know if it was Red Dead or GTA 5. It was the loading. Remember, there was a modder that had fixed the load time in GTA 5, and they bought the code off him. They went, cool, we'll pay for that. Saves us trying to figure it out. That's the smart thing to do. Support your community.
Remember, there was a guy that fixed the coding in what was it, Aliens, Colonial Marines,
and made it playable.
Yeah.
And apparently it was like one line of code that fucked the whole game.
Yeah, and obviously, but that was way too late. They discovered that because that was like recently that happened.
Oh, that was like 10 years after the game, yeah.
Yeah, so like obviously they're not going to pay for that now, but yeah, like something that's current and a modder manages to fix it, then yeah, just give them the money, pay them the going rate, whatever it is. Because
I think the problem, I pay them freelance rate and a wee bonus just for thanking them. with a credit. That's what I would say. Credits are important these days. So like the rain apparently like appears as like a cylinder around the player character,
Right.
which is ridiculous because in the old games it never did this, and it becomes a problem when you're flying and stuff. But again, this was a guy specifically making moves in a plane that made the rain do this. Now, I got in a plane the other night in San Andreas, Andy, and I flew up and down. That didn't happen to me. Sometimes the rain's difficult to see during the dark. I'll give you that. It's not the best. It's an effect. But I'm not saying the bugs happen for everybody at the exact same point. So, like, there are some people pushing open world games to find bugs like this and go, "Oh, the game's broken." There always is.
Yeah, because they'll make YouTube videos because they know that YouTube bug videos get hits. Like I made a video of Tomb Raider of a guy in 2013 of a guy just saying like "get over me" or something like that, like on a loop, and it was just like, and it sounded like a dance song, and that got hundreds of views on YouTube.
Did. But anyway,
Because it's funny to watch these things. But anyway, like I haven't played the GTA yet. The San Andreas is on Game Pass.
because they've
I have
changed some
downloaded it.
faces, right? And they're complaining saying, "Oh, that's not what the guy used to like." No, but he now looks like a person. They've made it a cartoon. You knew this going in. They did show you pictures, and you're mad that it doesn't look like this fuzzy, non-moving mouse face. Like, I don't get that. Can't even say anything about these rumours. Oh, so this is funny. So, like I said, my other game this week that I'll talk about right now, Skyrim Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
I thought it was a whole new version of the entire game, Andy, and so did you. So, no, there was an update, which is free to all special editions, so you don't need to buy this. The Anniversary Edition is just like buying more DLC for it. What they've done is they've went and they've screened a ton of the mods, and they've made some of them official. Some of the really good ones are now official mods. So they've added them as proper parts of the game, like fishing, like different armor sets, like characters, so you can now spawn goblins. So what to do is go and download them all on the community creations when you load the game, and then fire it up, and there'll be certain parts where you can fish. There'll be goblins in certain areas that were never there before, and it's Skyrim Special Edition. It's fine, it's good. I was having fun with it. I've got nothing to say about Skyrim apart from I've still never finished it, and I bought this game day one. I bought it day one. I bought the Special Edition day one, and I bought the Anniversary Edition day one. I've never finished the main campaign, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I've had hours of fun in this game and never felt compelled to go and do that main quest of like join the army. I'm like, there's so much that I'm still doing in this game, and this is like what, my 9th character in it, maybe 8th. And I'm still going different ways. Like, okay, at the start there's the same path, but then when the random things occur, like a bear sliding down the mountain followed by like 2 chickens or something, those things are hilarious. It's like, how did that happen? Yeah. Like, and it's clearly something's collided up there, like a rock's probably killed the bear and the chickens are running away, but it looks sometimes like the chickens killed the bear. So yeah, the funny thing about this one is though that the update, which is free for everyone, again I'll say that, if you've got the Special Edition and Game Pass, just play that if you're not too fussed about the DLC. It's only £15 if you do want it. It now loads so fast though with the update that it actually black errors sometimes because it's loading in so many things at once that it's loading too fast. So that to me is funny.
That's funny.
On to sales figures. Metroid Other M is the game that
Metroid Other M.
Yeah, sorry, it's sitting under the Other M in the slightest. So after 1 month, Metroid Dread has outsold 3 mainline Metroid games already after 1 month.
Nice.
It's absolutely insane. The only game that's above it just now is at number 7 because there's like 11 Metroid games. Number 7 Other M's currently, but I don't know if it's beat it already. But Metroid Dread is selling like crazy. What are you doing? Yeah, that's really good for it. I know it's close to 1 million sales. We've not seen full figures, but I've seen RGT do a worried video about it because he's got to play Balan Wonderland. It's already nearly sold 1 million. It's not even been out for 2 months.
I think it's probably already sold over 1 million because I'm sure that those figures were only for like one.
It's only for America.
Yeah, so like it will definitely be over 1 million worldwide. Like probably over 1.5, and by the time you include Japan and Europe and everything. So.
So
I'll hit 3 million
easily by next year. Yep.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that video. So yeah, that was pretty good. So yeah, Metroid Dread in its first month in America only sold 854,000 copies. In America only.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane. So we've read that. Special edition already read that. The Playdate launch has been pushed back to 2022. It's a shame. It looks quite cool, but hopefully they get it right. Apparently, something to do with battery delays because of shipping, which is affecting everything these days.
Well, what actually happened with that was they got the first shipment of the units, the final units, and they tested the batteries on them, and they weren't happy with the battery life, so they sent them
Fair.
back to
I
get some
agree with
new
that.
batteries. But yeah, totally fine.
I agree with that. So this is cool news. The Hori Grip, the Split Pad Pro, me and Andy love. I've got 2 of them. I don't really use my Monster Hunter one because I don't want fingerprints on it. I use my Demon X Machina one. Is getting a grip. So what this does is, if you're not using it for simpleness, you plug the grip in and there you've got it plugged in the telly. Like, it's nuts. That's crazy. This is what Nintendo should have done in the first place. They should have done a few more focus groups with gamers and offered this as like the OLED or the Pro or the Gamer Edition.
Pro model, yeah.
And like that would have been so good. Imagine these with like your Rumble in it and stuff like that. I don't know that I care about Rumble, but imagine these with all the features, the amiibo and stuff like that. Boom. And then you play it, and that makes it look like it's an actual like Pro Commander, like we used to have in the Wii U. Once you've got the grip in the middle, so I'll be getting
the one thing I think they could have done better with this was like, seems to only be available in Japan just now. Like I haven't seen anything about UK release, and Play is just selling it for like £45, but I think it's a bit much for like just an extra bit of your controller, because that brings your controller up to like £90 altogether. By the time you put it all together, that's too much. But it means that in the future they can sell a controller that's a full pack, that's like a full controller that splits apart and you can put it on.
Yeah.
But I think they missed a trick with it. They should have made this wireless, and they should have put NFC in it. Like,
yeah. But even still, I'm going to buy this and leave it plugged in my dock, because 9 times out of 10 I don't want to play with my Joy-Cons, and I don't know who my Pro controller is. I've usually got my Hori grips, and see if I've got that constantly just plugged in the USB port in the dock.
Yeah.
All I do is bring it round, boom, there's my controller. But yeah, could be better. So yeah, that is basically all the news this week, apart from all the Xbox stuff. But before we get into that, do you want to talk about what we've been playing? Because I know I've covered GTA Trilogy briefly. I like it. And Halo Anniversary. It's more Halo. What have you been playing, Andy, that wasn't...
I did jump back into Animal Crossing now that the new update has come.
Did you?
Yeah, and like
that pissed me
I
off
haven't
when
really
I got to that
done-
island and got my job, man. And she was like, "We don't pay you in bells here." I'm like, "I've just wasted my time."
So I didn't even do that, right? Like I just basically went back into the loop that I was doing before of like going around collecting the things, like putting money into this or that. And
Andy's the
trying
winter
to build
soldier
up-
in Animal Crossing.
Like I totally did. Like I'm like, oh, there's some new stuff. There's new stuff I can buy. Cool, I did that, and like I picked up some new fish, and like I found a G-Roid or whatever it's called. Like it's like a new
Gyroid.
little
It's not new.
collectible
They're in
thing.
every other one. They're the wee wooden guys.
Well, it's new to this. Like it wasn't in it before.
They look like
It kind of
cars.
looks like a cactus. Yeah. So I found one of them, and I'm like, what do I do with this? And I took it to the museum, and the guy was like, "Oh, I don't want this piece of shit. Like, it's not a fucking T-Rex fossil. Like, I don't want this." But yeah, I've just been basically continuing on what I was doing. I did go back and I bought turnips, Ali, on Sunday.
What,
I
turn up
made
for
sure
the books?
to get up early so that I could, or early enough so that I could go and find the turnip lady and buy a bunch of turnips. And I checked yesterday, and the turnips were a lower price, so I didn't do anything. But then I did not check today, so the turnips could have been a mad price today, and I did not see. So hopefully I'll
The
be able to
turnip
sell
meta
my
for that game.
the turnip meta, because that's how you make money, like real money is turnips. Turnip crypto. Someone needs to make a turnip fucking cryptocurrency. Like, just make turnip.
Turnip coin.
How do you make a cryptocurrency?
Must not be hard because
I'll
a lot of
make-
idiots are jumping on it.
There's many fucking cryptocurrency. Anyway, but yeah, it's a fun game. One thing that I've noticed though is since the new consoles have come out, like I don't think I've played this for quite a while, right? Probably not since the PS5 and the Series X came out. There's a bit of a problem with the Switch overall, is that the load times are fucking terrible, and like Animal Crossing has so many load times.
True.
It's insane, absolutely insane. Like anytime when you're going to an island, like whether it's by plane or by boat or whatever, it takes fucking forever. Like you're talking more than a minute, and that's just a load screen basically. It's either showing you a plane going somewhere or it's showing you a boat like trundling along with a guy telling you a shitty like sea shanty. Every time you're going in and out of a house, it like has to load the house, has to load the world. Like, wow, and that doesn't take as long, admittedly. And like, even if you're going from one room in a house to another room in a house, it has to load that room. Like, that's unacceptable to me in the day and age of fucking SSDs on super fast SSDs on a PS5 and the Series X. Like, the speed that it loads, like Halo and Battlefield, and like on all the rest of that, like, it's insane. And it takes longer to fucking load that Animal Crossing.
But you're playing a handheld version of not even a PS4.
Totally, but I just want it to be faster. Like, it just infuriates me that it's so slow. Because I guarantee you that my hours would be so far down if it didn't have this. Oh, Big Fire Nut says this isn't Halo. We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
Andy's got to try and tell us that Battlefield's better first.
But yeah, anyway, Animal Crossing is Animal Crossing. But yeah, I also did play some Battlefield 2042.
I played.
Which I played with you and Fraser. And the intro mission was not good at all. It was really bad intro mission. It was very sandy, which I didn't like.
Stealthy.
Didn't like all the sand.
Well, you could skip it. You don't need to play it. I got in and went leave.
Yeah, me and Fraser both played it because I watched Fraser play it and then I played it later on. But yeah, the intro mission wasn't good. It didn't look particularly nice. Like,
the game doesn't look nice.
It wasn't a good introduction to the game at all. Like, they made a mistake there. But yeah, then we played a bunch. Well, not a bunch. We played a few matches because the matches last a long time. And it seems longer now because no, it seems longer now because you're used to playing these shorter matches of like of all the free to play games that are out there, like Warzone and Fortnite and whatnot. Like, those are more kind of like quick and sharp. But the Battlefield matches last a lot longer. Like, you're talking like half an hour, 40 minutes per match, basically.
Too long. Too long with potato graphics. Too long with potato graphics. This is my Battlefield 2042 theme. Too long with potato graphics. Too long with potato graphics. Kick it back to the PS2, yeah.
I do think you're right about the graphics. Like the graphics.
Why does Battlefield 5 look better? Why does Battlefield 1 look better? Battlefield 1 looked good. I'll tell you why. I'll take that question. Thank you for asking. Because they fucking rushed.
EA CEO.
Yep, EA CEO. Because they fucking rushed it. The board guys told us get it out. That's what happened. And there was a pandemic, and we shut out and didn't manage to get it done. And we'd released shit, and then Halo's just fucked us over.
So the issues with this game? I think the graphics are not great.
No.
I think the gameplay is okay, but it does take too long to get from
respawn
where you start.
Moving.
The respawn is too long. Moving is too slow.
Everything.
Because
I've played quicker chess games.
It's because there's not enough vehicles around, because they've tried to balance the sort of vehicle meta, but like, I think what they didn't realize is like people used vehicles in Battlefield 4 just to get up the field. Like, so you just jumped in a vehicle, drove up to wherever the fight was, jumped out, started shooting, then you would die and then respawn.
Flew a shield helicarrier and managed to help Fraser rescue his hovercraft that got stuck in a statue, though.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Which that sort of shit's fun. I think the destructibility is not enough in this game at all. Like,
they promised us that they could destroy the world.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like there's anyone near as much destruction as even like Battlefield 4. And definitely not as much as the newer games. Like,
I'll just add in Battlefield 4 came out 2 console generations ago.
Yeah, totally. And like, obviously the PS4 Xbox One versions were the best versions, but
it takes too long to like the actual game, never mind anything else said. Big Fire Nuts. Well said, Andy.
I think he means
trying to save it.
Right, but anyway, so the main mode of Battlefield 2042 needs a lot of work. There are many issues with it. That's the big battle conquest mode, right? Big issues with that. It needs a lot of work. I did try the other.
It's like saying playing football in FIFA sucks. Like, that's the point.
Well, yeah, like, but the shooting mechanics
it's
are
like
fine.
saying,
right?
Do you know what? I went to McDonald's and I hated my Big Mac, but see those onion rings, they weren't terrible. That's basically what you're about to say here. It's like, do you know what? I went for a chippy, hated my fish, didn't like my chips, but see my red cola? I liked half of it. That's what you're about to say about this game. That's what you're about to say.
No.
See, the salt and vinegar wasn't bad.
I'm going to tell you, right? Like, let me tell you about these other two modes, right? So, hazard mode, right? Hazard zone it's called. This is a bit more interesting. It's like a battle royale mode. You play in squads of 4, and you have to go in and get hard drives, right? That mode is okay.
Are the graphics better?
The graphics are the same.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The same. But see when you die.
When you die.
When you get downed.
When you get downed.
You can crawl around. You can crawl around. You can crawl around when you die. When you get knocked down.
Okay.
And then you can get revived, like same way as they do in Fortnite. And I was asking for that in the main mode because like that would be so much better. I don't know what's he doing.
I'm reaching a bit like
then,
you.
Okay. But anyway, like that mode was okay. And I think it could be fun if you're playing with people.
What's the purpose in it, Andy? Describe the mode that you had so much fun in. What did you have to do?
I didn't. No, I didn't have that much fun in this mode, but it was okay. It was better than the first mode. But so you play in a team of 4, and you've got to you get dropped into an area, and you've got to go to little pods and extract hard drives, and you have to kill enemies. And then once you've got extracted a few, a drop, so a sort of pickup point comes, and you need to go to the pickup point and leave. That's the mode. But anyway, that's not the mode that I had a lot of fun with. The mode I had a lot of fun with is the portal mode. Portal mode is cool, right? Because they've got the old maps from the old games in it.
So, like the reviews,
I
just say that. So the reviews for this said the most redeeming part about Battlefield 2042 is the maps from games from a previous generation.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Do you also agree with new is always better?
Well.
You either do,
yes,
you don't, or you've lost half the arguments we've ever had.
These are new.
No.
Versions of the old maps.
No, they're the same maps. Anyway, please continue.
The portal mode is good, really good right now because it feels just like the older games. Right, Battlefield 4 is my favorite. There's none of that in there, but Battlefield 3 multiplayer was decent, and this is a better version of the Battlefield 3 multiplayer stuff going on in there. Plus, there's all this customized shit. Like, there's hundreds of different things. I think somebody in the portal mode is going to be able to fix the 2042 main mode in the portal mode.
No,
like that's where it's going to be.
Even those people have left the game now.
But anyway, I think like so they've got in it right now. They've got 2042. They've got Battlefield 3. They've got Battlefield Hard Company. Battlefield Bad Company 2. Sorry,
Hard Company.
Not a Hard Company.
That's the porno.
It was Battlefield Hard Line, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 1942. But the one that I'm excited for them to do is Battlefield 4.
Soldier, attention! And he's like, yes.
Oh yes. I just wanted to put Battlefield 4 in this with those maps because those maps were incredible.
I'll give you an idea. Why don't you just play Battlefield 4?
Because Battlefield 4 is full of hackers now, is the problem. Like, you get big issues with every server, basically. It's impossible to get a proper game going. So, when they put Battlefield 4 in this game, I think that's when I buy it. I'll buy it the second they put that in.
You're going to buy this game that looks worse than Homefront Revolution on PS3?
I will...
You're going to buy this game?
Portal mode looks good. The graphics are better in Portal mode than in the main game.
Why, if you get shares just now in EA or something, like, why are you so insistent that this is a good game when everybody that's played it knows it's not?
Didn't say it was a good game, said I had fun with it.
No, Andy, you've just said you're going to buy it.
I'm going to buy it when they put Battlefield 4 in this mode.
But it'll be 100%. Dead by that point. I'm not just saying this for the fact, but I played a game last night, and there's no point for this game to exist. Like, there's not.
Battlefield Portal, it's the future of
What's the story mode like?
There's no story mode.
No story mode in it.
Doesn't need it.
So you like Battlefield 4 is what you're saying, that you knew going into this game. You're not saying you like this game. You're not saying it's got good graphics. You're not saying the load times are good. You're not saying that the spawn times are good. Is it? Really? Really? Well, the spawn times are fine for us. We were waiting on a hard drive.
They're better than PC. On PC, it seems to be shit.
But maybe it's because the PC's like, why have you booted this game up? Like, get in the bin. Anyway, right, that's enough talk about Battlefield Forever. So, The most disappointing thing is, right, do you know what looks better than this, Andy? Big Fan that says, I'm going to buy Battlefield 2042 and play Battlefield 4, lol. Yeah, exactly. So, EA, if you want some money from Andy, just remaster or remake Battlefield 4. So, like, the game was hot garbage. I didn't even have fun. Like, when you're drunk, you're meant to enjoy shooting games. And I was quite drunk for a change playing this. It's normally someone else, Fraser. And I was not having fun. Like, I did start crawling because I gave up because I was so bored. And then you wouldn't do my stealth mission, and you and Fraser got shot before me and ruined the whole mission. I had to go and steal the fireworks, and no one else was playing that mission. So, I mean, I had to make my own fun. And even when I was doing that, it didn't look good at all. None of the game looked good. Nothing in it. Unacceptable. Basically, unacceptable for that to look like that.
How dare you,
It's not,
EA?
it's not acceptable.
No. EA, a direct message for EA, right? EA, how dare you besmirch the good name of 42 with this game? How dare you?
Well, they said 2042, not 42 level 1, so I'm not associating this with it. So yeah, anyway, yesterday as well, what we had is the Xbox 20th anniversary showcase. Now, what I couldn't believe, the most mind-blowing thing, Andy, from that wasn't the drop that was the most worst kept secret in the industry. The mind-blowing thing for me was what I told you last night, that Xbox have now been in the console business longer than Sega ever were. Longer than they ever were.
Crazy.
To me, my brain can't process that information as being true. It can't accept it.
No.
But yeah, it is there. It is.
I want to talk about that Xbox stream for a minute, right? Because I watched that. I don't know if you watched it, but it was fucking terrible. It was a really bad stream.
I disagree.
Really bad.
I think it had a lot of good stuff for Xbox fans. I think if it was a PlayStation one, you'd be watching Battlefield Hard Company alongside it to get yourself excited. I think it was really good, well done, and the announcements that they made were great as well. I think it brought a lot of fun, bringing The Rock back and stuff from the very first one. That was cool. Making a fool of himself and things. It was absolutely brilliant. See, if this was a Sony one, you would be playing Battlefield Hard Company.
Probably, but thing is, right, like, the thing is, it's probably just that I don't have any nostalgia whatsoever for Xbox.
That's true. So you can't say it's terrible. All you can say is I didn't enjoy it because it wasn't terrible.
For me, the only cool things about it were the 70 games being added, and I looked through the list and then went, okay, well that wasn't cool at all because there's nothing there I want to play.
For you, Andy, yeah, but you're the pessimistic gamer, which should be your gamer tag.
I am not the pessimistic gamer.
Yes,
I'm the most optimistic.
You hate everything.
Gamer. No.
You're optimistic about the worst things in gaming. Like Battlefield 2042 will be good eventually once they add the maps from the old game.
Yep, it's going to be great. I can't wait.
You'll be playing yourself. Literally, there'll be no one else. There won't even be randoms on. It'll just be you, lonely. But where's Wally? There he is.
The drop at the end was good. Like that, it felt like a special moment, and I absolutely love the color blue. It's just my favorite ever game.
That's because they hadn't released the update, blue. So you can say what you like, but the update, basically they had the filler, the placeholder, which is 200 megabytes, and people were trying to load that to get into the game, and it was given a blue screen. But it's because it had no game files, and they said, please be patient, and a patch came out within the hour. It was there.
Yep.
29 gigabytes. And it's still this is still a beta. Put it this way, Halo, as I said to Fraser last night, I've got a love-hate relationship. And I wasn't excited. As you know, Andy, I wasn't terribly excited by Halo. See, when I put this on, I don't know if it's because I just came from Battlefield 2042 and went, this looks fucking incredible. Like, however, I was one of the ones that seen the first Halo trailer last year for launch, and I believe your reaction was the same, that, yeah, this looks pretty good. And then the internet went nuts, and it got delayed for a year, and I'm like, you fuckers, we could have been playing this last year at launch. Imagine this was a launch game. Like, so it looks really, really damn good. This is just some multiplayer maps, and I came up with a theory last night that the rest of the multiplayer maps have been held back on purpose because it could be story-related spoilers. You know, some people, if they see where something is. Because there's only maybe like 5-6 maps. I've got a love relationship with Halo. Says Big Fan. Yes, we do know. Check out Big Fan on Twitch TV. Is that the right thing?
Yeah, Twitch.
He does all the streams. He loves to stream. Yep. So Halo they've dropped it free. And before we get into it, because I want to let you cover it, because I absolutely love it. I think it's potentially game of the year, just this part. I honestly do. Andy, he doesn't like Halo as much as me, and that's a lot less than Fraser. So we've got kind of three in the spectrum. I'm kind of mid to high on Halo. Andy's didn't enjoy his Halo experiences, but he came late to the party in what he did play. However, this is the brand new stuff. As you've always said, new is always better. The thing that's coolest about this, though, Andy, is you can go out today, just right now, and go, I've only got enough money for an Xbox. I can't afford any games, or Xbox Live, or Xbox Game Pass. That's cool, because all you need to do is set up a gamer tag, download Halo multiplayer, and you can play it online with your friends for free. There's no catch to it. You don't have to buy a battle pass. You don't have to buy any skins. You can go in and play this entire game without even access to the online. And we said, I believe ages ago, that they are getting rid of the requirement for Xbox Gold, Xbox Live, for online games, because they're going to do multiplayer for free. I believe that we did say that. And this is what's happened. This is the most baller fucking move they've ever done. And people were like, oh, they've screwed over Battlefield because they get the lead for the advertising for it. And I'm like, no, they didn't. Battlefield delayed their game. That wasn't Halo's problem. This is Halo's anniversary. So Halo officially is out on Friday, I believe. Like the full game on standard is out on Friday. And is it out already?
December.
It's December. Okay, so it's December.
Yeah.
So
3 weeks.
Yeah, so this is not Halo's problem. Halo have just done the most baller move by going, look at that. Right there. You don't even need Live to play it. Just buy an Xbox. You could buy a 1S for less than £100 if you're smart and be playing this by tonight. And I believe it would run okay on the 1S.
You don't need to buy an Xbox. You can play on your PC as well. Like
I'm talking about console games. Like you can play it on your phone if you want to do that. You can play it on your, like technically. Although I played it on cloud, it doesn't run well on cloud. And I'm in my living room and I've got like 500 meg. This does not. Shooting games do not work well on the cloud. I would only recommend the cloud at the moment for single player games offline only. Like I really would. Not shooting games either. Platformers maybe, but so I ended up playing a bit of it tonight on my Razer Kishi. I wish I took it to work. And remote play in Xbox works better for some reason. Like remote play, even at my work when I've took my phone before and remembered my Razer Kishi, like remote play because that's streaming from my Xbox direct to my phone more or less. So yeah, I played a bit tonight. Wasn't the easiest. I still got like 22 kills on Oddball. I had the Oddball itself for like 2 minutes, but for me, it's the most Halo-ass Halo game I've ever played. But it's like, apart from my Spartan Charge and apart from one game mode, and then I'm going to hand it over to Andy, I love the Spartan Charge in Halo 5, which people hated, which means you could run and go and like almost insta-kill. And the game mode that I hate, it's basically a game I play with my kids every so often. It's like, fuck, where's the batteries? And you have to like get the batteries for the toy. And then sometimes like Leo will be doing something, you have to stop him, and then you're like, where the fuck did that battery go? That's this game mode. And I'm like, I even said to Fraser last night, who sat and went, do you know what will be fun? Imagine we got all the Spartans and we gave them a base, and then we put batteries in the middle, and you have to run and get 5 batteries and plug them into your base. And nothing happens. Nothing happens. Like Fraser's agreed. Like it would be better that if you plugged the batteries in, it like destroyed their base, you know, or like put up a shield on your base and a laser strike destroyed theirs. Like if it had a purpose, but at the moment it doesn't. It's just like go and get the batteries and plug them in. And we met some guys last night that were just like camping in our base, shooting us as we tried to plug the batteries in. So they were winning via kills because the way they were just mining. Because when you pick up the battery, obviously you just get your hand out and you have to just run. Now you can throw the battery, but you just have to run. So like I said,
is this like, wait, I didn't play this mode. Is this like a toy soldier mode or something? Like, what's that?
No, it's batteries. Like you get car batteries. It's kind of like that, and you plug them into the power cells in the base, and you have to do it like twice. But then the other team can steal them. I didn't enjoy it at all. If I can remove that from my playlist, I will. But all in all, I liked it. I played the tutorial with Academy. It's pretty short. It's just learn how to shoot, and it's got snippets of story in it. It's got like a small kind of cut scene about a young kid, and then you're kind of guessing you're the young kid, and you get some talking with your captain backwards and forwards, and you see like London, which I don't believe that I've ever seen in the Halo game before. Pretty cool. It's worth a shot. Even for 10 minutes you get a couple of achievements out of it. That's the other thing. 119 achievements, Andy, before any DLC or anything's added. 119, man. Like, I've got 20 of them so far. So I've got 99 achievements, and
Yeah.
yeah, but playing it ain't one. I've been playing okay at Halo. I'm expecting to get like wiped out eventually when I take my inevitable 2 weeks. I'm not playing this fucking game, as I always do after the games just came out. But yeah, at the moment I'm really enjoying it. Like, I think it handles best out of all the Halos. It feels more like Halo than Halo 5 did, weirdly. It feels like a combination of old Halo, which people wanted, and they've just smoothed the controls, so you've got like slides, and the jumps feel better, and the movement just feels good. The guns, I've never really liked the standard assault rifle, standard Spartan assault rifle, and I think they now feel a bit better than what they did before, which was just kind of like a fixed, doesn't do much damage thing. I don't know, it's hard to describe how I felt about those guns before, and now they've seemed to improve it. It seems like your pickups aren't permanent like they used to be. You kind of pick them up as you go in the battlefield, which I suppose makes it a bit fairer. You know, it's a bit like Doom and the old team death matches, where it's like, there, go and get that and you'll turn into the demon sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is fine doing it that way. Not too much variety, but again, I didn't realise this was a beta. I thought this was the full release, and they went, no, this is just another beta, but everything you do here and all your purchases will transfer to the main game. So I've dipped into the season pass, because the cool thing they're doing, wrap this up and come and play, Fraser's saying. So the coolest thing about this is the season passes aren't like Fortnite, where it's like a month long, and then if you don't do it, you lose. This season pass goes till May, Andy. You've got to May, and see if you get to May. I did, but I was talking shit because I looked it up today. I kept saying March.
May? Okay.
It's May.
Gonna be May.
It's gotta be May. So you've got to May, which is like 6 months. That's cool to me. People are like, oh, but progression's taking longer. But if your season pass takes 6 months, you're not going to want people to finish it in a month, because then you're going to say, well, there's no content. So I think they've got the balance fine, personally. The cool thing is, see when season 2 comes out, and if you haven't finished season 1, it doesn't matter. You can buy season 2 and you can finish season 1. Whereas like games like Fortnite and Call of Duty stuff, it's like, you've got 30 days to unlock this or get out of here, and that's it. So I like this idea more for a gamer like me that maybe isn't playing this game every single night all the time. A bit like yourself, I don't think you'll be playing Halo every single night of your life. You might be, who knows, but for the once a week, twice a week sort of guys, like, this is great that I can chip away at this bit by bit. I can do a few of my daily, weekly missions, and I can slowly earn my way towards it. And even if it rolls into season 2, I don't need to worry about buying that season pass, because it's like I've just bought this one. So I will happily sink money into season 2 as well. $7.99 was the season pass, reasonable. You've got 100 levels, loads of unlocks, shaders, colours, weapons, stuff like that. All good for me, much better than Halo 5's rec packs, which were like random loot cards and stuff like that I absolutely hated. You could never guarantee what you were getting, and some cards only lasted like a match and then they disappeared. I prefer this a lot, so you can see what you're working towards. If you log in just now, you get the Platinum Anniversary, basically a metallic Master Chief looking shader for your characters. There's only 3 suits at the moment. There's like a kind of drop trooper, or orbital drop shock trooper, whatever they're called, ODST kind of looking one. Master Chief's armor, the Mark 7, and in fact it's actually Spartan armor, the first one. I'm talking shit. And then the last one's like a samurai, and they've said that, see, the special one for each season is non-canon to Halo. They're just fun ones that they're going to throw in at any point. Yeah. So every month there is 1 week to do these challenges, Andy, right? And it starts on the 23rd. You've got a week to do the samurai challenges. And guess what? See, if you don't do it this month, that's fine, because there's going to be another week next month that they're going to open the samurai challenges, and your progress carries over. So I like this. I like this a lot more. And I think it's tailoring to an older audience that's got a longer attention span or doesn't have time to play every night and day like kids do in Fortnite. So I absolutely love this. I can't comment on the campaign because it's not out, but so far I had a lot of fun. I played for 6 hours, man, last night with Fraser. Or we think it was about 6 hours, because we jumped on about 6, 7, me and Fraser, and we wrapped it up about 1:30. Couple of server issues near the end, but that was more voice chat issues. We only get kicked out like 1 match, 2 matches maybe. And Andy, for launch night, for playing that continuously, that's great. I've never seen a game like launch so flawlessly, but I'm sorry, they had a year to prep for it. If it didn't launch anything but flawlessly, they would have got ripped to shreds. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on Halo, that I could probably say game of the year just based off this. And that is, like I said, I've finished Metroid Dread, I've finished Artful Escape that I absolutely love, Monster Hunter. The campaign The only letdown, I'm going to wait for the campaign. Fraser said he can't because he needs to know the story. I will wait till January, February when the co-op campaign comes into it, because I would rather play it alongside someone than just sit and play that single player, because I think there'll be more enjoyment for me doing it that way, and by that point Fraser will probably want to come in and wrap some things up as well. But anyway, what do you think of it so far? Are you enjoying it? Do you wish that Battlefield 4 was in it? And just thoughts on Halo in general, because you're not an Xbox guy really. You're becoming an Xbox guy, but your first proper Xbox was the Xbox One, so you're like an Xbox hipster.
Xbox One was my first Xbox. I never had one before that. I've played other people. I'd played other people's ones before, but like Xbox One was the first one I got. So like for Halo, I've completed Halo 1. I have completed Halo 1 with Fraser.
Like Halo 1.
We played through that. I didn't really like it. It was fun to play like with Fraser. We had some fun with it, but like the game itself was not a good game. Obviously, probably back in the day I would have enjoyed it, but like not.
I'll say this, and I'm not defending it because I wasn't an Xbox guy back in the day. I was PlayStation, but I was 360, but not the original. Halo redefined first-person shooters. Like GoldenEye took the ball. Halo headshotted it and took it back, and Halo's never let go of it. If it wasn't for Halo, shooters wouldn't work on consoles. I'll say that. However, I don't believe the game's aged well at all.
No, definitely not. And then I've played some multiplayer from like the Master Chief Collection, like various different ones at different times. I couldn't tell you what maps or what like game they're from or anything. But what I did feel about it, I've always felt that they were very enclosed. Like it always felt like you were indoors and in little corridors and stuff. This one feels a lot more open. The most modern game I could compare it to would be Splitgate, right? Because like that's what I played recently. That's what I played recently. That was kind of like this. And from what I've heard of Splitgate, apparently Splitgate's basically a rip-off of Halo but with portal mechanics, right? And I didn't like Splitgate very much, right? Because it didn't feel the shooting mechanics weren't good in it, and the portal mechanics were terrible. They were awful, and I hated them. But I played a decent chunk of it because Mark and Ian seemed to like it, and they wanted to play it. So, but this game is way better, like 100 times better, 100 times better easily. Yeah, it's really good. Like it looks brilliant. Like the load times are fast, except when you're waiting for Fraser, because he's got a slow SSD or slow hard drive on his computer. Like, so like. Yeah, I think Fraser needs to buy a Series X, to be honest.
What this game? No, I'll tell you what this game needed. This game needed to be next gen only, 100%. Every game does like, now. I'm fed up with last gen.
I totally same, but like I don't feel like from my experience, I don't feel like my experience has suffered because of the last gen being there. I think it suffered because of being crossplay with PC. Fucking slow ass PC gamers. It's annoying though because you wait for them to join in the game, but then they're better at the game than you because they've got the fucking mouse control. That's irritating. But anyway, like I had a lot of fun with it. Like
I've killed plenty of PC players on it.
I got some kills, and like I didn't come bottom in some of the games. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I like the variety that you.
I said I wish my HDD was as fast as your mouth, Andy.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like I like the see the mode that we're playing mainly last night. Not the big team battle. That's okay, but like see the just kind of like random quick play, where it's just giving you like here's a mode and here's a different mode in the next game. Like that shit's cool because it like keeps the variety up going. Like because you've got that ball mode and then you've got like the capture the flag modes and stuff, and like that's really cool because like it stops you from getting bored at all with the same type of gameplay all the time. I loved that, honestly. It was great. And the shooting works brilliantly. I do feel like I'm not doing enough damage to the guys.
You're not, because you're not killing anyone.
Well, yeah, because I'm not killing anyone. But what I discovered after...
Big fan says, I have always been better than you at games, Andy. Ha ha.
Sure, I don't care. I can play Bloodborne. Fuck off. I've got the gamer cred.
No one. I'll just remind the listeners that no one has seen Andy. Like, I've got my suspicions. Like, I hear the X-File music. Do you know why? I'll put my conspiracy hat on. If I was close to finishing Bloodborne, I'd fucking record it, and I would like to think Andy would too. Because so he's like, look, I've done it, or hit that share button that's conveniently right above the D-pad. However, Andy didn't do this. Andy just claimed one day to finish it and showed me the trophy.
finished it. I've
Could have
got
been
the
share
trophy.
play.
It's done.
Could have got Mark
I
share
completed
playing.
it.
Could have done it in co-op. No one's seen it. You were streaming it all the way up to the end.
I
No
I
one will
stopped
know
streaming it.
apart from
I
Andy.
stopped
Isn't it?
streaming it weeks before that. Anyway, it's called missing. Oh, very good. But what I was finding was like I was being able to take down the guy's shields, but then I was having to reload. And then by the time I'd done that, the guys were killing me. I think I just need to get. I know you completed Bloodborne, Fraser. I was just saying that I am equal to you because I've completed Bloodborne
I
also.
don't
So there
think
you
you're
go.
equal to Fraser playing games at all. Like, but I believe Fraser completed Bloodborne without even questioning it.
Yeah, but I beat it. You saw me play. I got good.
You're the same guy that
I beat
cheated
it.
at Metroid Dread, though. Like,
I did not cheat, and I also went back.
you did cheat, and then you did go back.
did
I'll
it
give you
legit.
that. But the fact that you had to cheat in that, I
On
don't know.
one boss. On
I don't
one
know.
boss. No. But like I had a lot of fun with Halo. Like it's really fucking good. I like see what I said about the normal gun. Like I don't like obviously I've not played very much Halo multiplayer previous to this, but the gun feels amazing. Like see this standard assault rifle. Absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
They've
Absolutely
improved. Like I
great.
said, they've improved that a lot. Because I know Fraser might have liked it. I've never liked the Halo assault rifle. What the fuck is Fraser saying? Feel like Davis is here. I don't know what he means.
I don't know what he means by that, but like he's asking if I'm getting annoyed. Because he's
Fraser,
making fun of me.
Andy doesn't generally get annoyed in the show. He's maybe getting annoyed because you're kind of double teaming him just now. But like, Andy's done this now for 9 years with me. Like every Tuesday. So this is one of my Tamer show. Remember, he survived. He's like the sole survivor. He's like the John Shepherd of the Red Wine years. Like he's the one that came out in the
Jeez.
end. Everyone else disappeared.
But yeah, like I think that they've done a great job with the maps as well. Like I feel like
Do you
all
think?
the maps that I've played so far, honestly, like I feel like all the maps I've played so far, like I know like a lot of the ins and outs of them already, and like I've only played them maybe 2 or 3 times each, and they feel big without being too big, because obviously
Is that
you're
what
not
you
playing
tell
with
them
a huge
all?
amount of people. Yeah, you're not playing with a huge amount of people, obviously. So like they can't be the enormous big like Battlefield or Fortnite or Warzone.
Oh, I think
maps
it's
or whatever, so
32
they
v
need to be-
32. I think it's big-ish.
I think the big team battle ones are 16v16.
Are they?
Like it's not as big as that, but they do a good job of making it feel bigger than it is for those ones. And yeah, like the respawn times are snappy, like really fast. Gives you it gives you a quick second to like see the guy like
Then you get a
come over
5,
to your body
4,
and teabag
3,
you.
2, 1,
Yeah.
and then back up to it.
Count down your back in, and like it's good that they don't have the revives or any of that shit. Like it's wasting time in Battlefield because no one's fucking reviving
And
you.
by
in
the time
Battlefield.
you
No
revive
one's
someone,
reviving
you're getting
anyone.
killed.
Yeah, and you're dead anyway. So it's good that that's not here, and it feels quick and fast, and but it doesn't feel unfair. Like I always found, like you maybe don't find this, but in Call of Duty, right? But like I always found in Call of Duty when I'm playing that, like because that's a quick death back in game as well.
Yeah.
I always found like I would spawn die over and over and over again, and like I don't feel that anywhere near as much in Halo. Like I feel like I'll be able to like see a guy, get some shots in at him, and then he might take me down or I might take him down. And if I don't take him down, it's probably
Option A.
my fault because my aim's not good enough.
Option A. I could see your score last night. I know it's option A. I might take him down. Stop lying to yourself. I think you'll get better at it. I think you'll get better.
Yeah.
How do you feel though? Like this is your first proper Halo. How do you feel comparing it to like your beloved Battlefield or like Call of Duty like mechanics? I personally still think Call of Duty's got the slickest shooting in any game. I still stand by it, even with this, even playing this.
I mean, I think this feels better than probably Warzone because like the overall gameplay mechanics of it are just more solid. Like
Really?
Warzone's too big and it's too much in it. Like for me.
No,
Like,
but
this
that's
is
not what I'm
definitely
talking about. I'm talking about like your
like-
shooting mechanics.
Comparing it to like maybe more like the normal Call of Duty. Like I said, like I don't feel as shit at the game when I die, right? Which I think is a good positive, especially early on for like new people coming into it. Because I think if you go into Call of Duty day one, there's going to be people that are incredible at the game and they're going to get absolutely destroyed.
Andy, there was good
even
players at Halo that were just ignoring you last night. Like you weren't you weren't a threat enough to them. There was good players on last night. There was.
Yeah. No, I get that, but I had a lot of fun with it. Like really good game. I'll play more, 100%. I don't know. It's definitely not going to be my game of the year, right? Because it's not like
you haven't played the game yet. This is a beta.
No, I get that, but when it does fully release, right? Like this is, although they say beta, right? This is the game for the multiplayer. This is the multiplayer game.
It's not the fuck. It's not the full thing. Look, I got a mystery can. Look, there's no like logo in this one. This is what we should have, so that we're not like a TV show. It's definitely watermelon again, though.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to play more of it. As I say, I don't think it will be my game of the year, but like he'll definitely be in the top 10. It's much better than any of the other Halo games I've played, and it's definitely better than Battlefield 2042.
That's not. I've played PS2 games better than Battlefield 42. Like, honestly, like it's awful, really bad game. Hey, I do like that battery game where Halo can just go the battery mode, like whatever it's called, shock something. It was terrible. I really didn't like it. And our last game last night had to be one of those fucking modes, didn't it? I don't like the punch. I prefer like an elbow, like for melee, and I don't know if that's customizable. I'm just nitpicking though.
I didn't manage to melee anybody, so
I know. You were just having fun. I want more maps. That's just me. I don't need Battlefield 4 maps in it or anything like that to make it good. I just need more of. And again, I'll stand by my point. I generally think the reason that they've took maps out, I do agree, this is basically the game. This is not just a beta. They've took maps out to avoid spoilers. They definitely have. Because there's certain areas, like say they revisit somewhere iconic, like the library or somewhere like that, then people go, oh my god, they're going back to the original, and like that'll ruin it, you know. So yeah, I'm just trying to nitpick at things I didn't like, and I'm finding it very difficult. I'm really finding it difficult. The graphics look superb, like much better than I expected them to, but I would have been happy with it last year. Last year looked like a... Do you know why I think I'm happy with it? It reminds me of Reach a lot just now. And Halo Reach is probably the best.
That's what the theme is, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's for the Battle Pass. It's nothing to do with what we're playing. I don't know why, it just reminds me of Reach.
I don't know.
Basically, it's called Heroes of Reach, so like the stuff that you're unlocking is to do with the guys from Reach, like the characters in that game, which I would still recommend playing, man. Like I still think the campaign mode's a blast in that. See, the thing is, most people love like Halo 2, Halo 1 that have got nostalgia. I loved Halo Reach. I think that's the one problem me and Fraser played most of, and I'm talking about the ones where it was like 9 in the morning at my old flat, and Fraser would be like, I better go, and I'm like, it's cool, man. He goes, no, I'm being polite, like there's people going to work now, I need to leave. And we'd just play it like split screen online. It's so much fun. I really hope they add Blood Gulch, which is the map most people will know from Red versus Blue, you know, with the two bases either side. And I cannot wait to see what Red versus Blue does with this game, man, because this is going to look superb. Absolutely great. I think the achievement list is insane. 119 achievements is crazy. And I mean, the game's still 3 weeks away from launch, from proper launch? Yeah, that's nuts, man. This is so good, man. And like I said, it was due to launch, so they got an extra year polish. And do you know what this is the biggest exercise in showing? They shouldn't bring games out like Battlefield 2042 when the money's right. They should wait till a game's ready. Halo Infinite, I think, is the best example of this game's ready, and we're only seeing a snippet of it. This game's fucking ready to go, man. Like, I agree it looks better than last year. I do agree. There's no denying it, but I would have played last year's just the same. But you've just gave a team an extra year, and it's looking fucking amazing instead of good. If every team had the luxury of doing that, like Cyberpunk should be the best example. Like, it's the best and worst of video games right there. Cyberpunk, and then this. However, I will say Cyberpunk's problem was the last gen consoles. I didn't have issues on Xbox One X. I didn't. It's the One S and below. But anyway, Halo Infinite's beautiful. I really wish there was more. I want to shoot aliens now. I really want to shoot grunts. I miss the wee guys that run about with the needlers, you know. Pow, pow, he's coming! Those wee guys. I want to shoot them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole thing. I really hope that they've got a mode. I don't know if Fraser's still listening, but he'll maybe be able to tell you. It was the mode where you drop in with your team and you fight. It's kind of like a horde mode. I don't know if it's escalation or I can't remember the name of it, but basically all the guys come and you have to kind of defend the base or stop them destroying something. Because one of my favourite ones, I mean, Fraser played a bit of in Halo 5. Now, bear in mind, the last Halo game, Andy, came out just after I get married in October, 6 years ago. So that's how long it's been. Because I bought it in Canada. So they had a mode called Warzone. I think it was Assault. And it was the fucking best game mode in any of them. But Halo 5's problem was it rotated them. If they could just do that for me, if the guys are listening, bring that mode back in. And a Slayer. I know Andy likes the variation, but I want a Slayers only playlist. Just give me that, because I like a wee bit of team deathmatch now and then. The rest of it's spot on. I actually went and tried a sniper rifle. Like Fraser used to like this one at the big square bit. Put it this way, like I know I was like neck on neck sometimes with Fraser. Depending how long I stick with the game, I can stay that high. But see Fraser, once he's dedicated to it, he will find the sweet spot in every map and fucking snipe the shit out the map from miles away and go, oh, got you, oh, got your back. So I can't wait for that to happen, because then I can play. And you know my play style in these games. Like, it's Leroy Jenkins. It's like, fuck it, I need to run in. I'll be the first guy through the door to see how many people are standing there. And that only works when Fraser's the sniper, like 2 miles away, killing the guys that's behind me that I don't see. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see what they add to it. I'm really loving the oddball mode just now, whereas you have to get the skull and hold it and run about. I think that's a cool mode. I think some modes don't work in big team battle though. I really do. I think big team battle is good, but some of the modes don't work. I want to say more about it, but I can't. I was just really surprised by how much I loved it. Like, really loved it.
Yeah, it's great, man. Yeah, it's really fun. Everyone should play it, and it's free, so everyone.
It's free for everyone. Like, you can literally download it and play it without any online subscription service on any Xbox One and up or PC. Like, play it. Just honestly give it a go. It's not going to cost you anything. Which is unreal. But for me, yeah, it's great. I don't really think I played much else this week, to be fair. Maybe some more Samus Returns. I didn't really take any notes this week. Did I play?
No, I didn't play anything else.
You didn't play anything else. Cool. So we are going to wrap up the show early tonight. Happy 20th anniversary to Xbox. What is your Xbox memories? If you don't want to tell us, that's fine. Keep it to your fucking self. If not, leave them in the comments below. If you want to play Halo with us, I'm Ali Kenobi on Xbox, and he's Damien14273 on Xbox. Although he should be called Echo the Dolphin, because every time we play with Andy on Xbox, every generation there is an Echo. A bit like the Buffy, there's a Slayer. But thank you, Fraser, for joining us on this. He is balls deep in ranked oddball just now. But yes, do the YouTube things if you want. If not, we're going to be back next Tuesday and you can see us then. Thanks very much. Bye.
Goodbye.
Word to your mother.
What to your mother?
That's what they all say in the hip hop community these days, and